Hey there, fellow wealth builders. Welcome back to our channel. Today, we're going to talk about a sneaky thief that's been stealing our hard-earned money right from under our noses: inflation. You see, inflation is like an invisible thief that silently creeps into our wallets and steals our purchasing power. But fear not. By understanding how this thief operates, we can better protect ourselves. Inflation occurs when the general level of prices for goods and services in an economy increases over time. This means that the same amount of money buys fewer goods and services. Let's imagine this living room represents our economy. You have saved $100 in your wallet. But then, the invisible thief strikes. Inflation starts slowly eating away at the value of your money. Prices start rising, and the purchasing power of our money diminishes. As inflation continues, the prices of goods and services rise. Suddenly, you realize your $100 can't buy as much as it used to. But here's the thing, my fellow money savers. We don't have to let the invisible thief get the better of us. There are ways to protect ourselves. By investing wisely, diversifying our assets, and staying ahead of inflation, we can minimize its impact and keep our money safe. Remember, knowledge is power. By understanding inflation and taking proactive steps, we can stay one step ahead of that invisible thief and protect our hard-earned money. In this extended video, we'll demystify inflation, explain its causes and types, discuss its impact on the economy and individuals, and equip you with practical tips to navigate and even thrive in the face of this economic phenomenon. So, let's embark on this insightful journey together. Segment 1. What is inflation? Inflation is the sustained increase in the general price level of goods and services over time. When inflation occurs, the purchasing power of your money decreases because you need more money to buy the same amount of goods or services. It erodes the purchasing power of money, making your hard-earned cash buy less than it used to. It's like a hidden tax that affects everyone. Inflation is measured using various indexes, such as the Consumer Price Index, CPI, which tracks the average prices of a basket of goods and services. Governments and central banks closely monitor inflation to make economic decisions and maintain stability. Segment 2. Causes of inflation. Now that we understand what inflation is, let's explore its causes. Inflation can arise from different sources. Demand pull inflation. This occurs when the demand for goods and services exceeds their supply. When people have more money to spend, they compete for limited resources, driving prices up. Cost push inflation. When the cost of production rises, businesses may pass on those costs to consumers by increasing prices. Factors like higher wages, raw material costs, or taxes can contribute to cost push inflation. Monetary inflation. Sometimes, inflation is driven by an increase in the money supply. When central banks print more money or lower interest rates, there's more money circulating in the economy, which can lead to higher prices. Inflation can be caused by various factors, such as an increase in the money supply, demand pull inflation, cost push inflation, or even inflationary expectations. However, the key takeaway here is that inflation is a natural part of any economy, but it's important to understand its impacts and how to counteract them. Segment 3. The impact of inflation. Now that we know what inflation is, let's explore its impact on our lives and the broader economy. The effects of inflation can be felt in several ways. Reduced purchasing power. As prices rise, the same amount of money buys fewer goods and services. You may have noticed that what used to cost $10 a few years ago now costs $15 or more. That's inflation at work. Effects on savings and investments. Inflation erodes the value of your savings over time. If the interest on your savings doesn't keep up with inflation, your money loses purchasing power. Similarly, inflation affects the returns on investments, so it's important to choose investments that outpace inflation. Wage price spiral. Inflation can create a cycle where rising prices lead to demands for higher wages, which, in turn, can drive prices even higher. This spiral can disrupt the economy and create challenges for businesses and individuals. Uncertainty and planning challenges. Inflation makes it difficult to plan for the future. Businesses face uncertainty when forecasting costs and setting prices, and individuals struggle to save and invest effectively. Long-term financial planning becomes crucial in such a scenario. Redistribution of wealth. Inflation affects different groups of people differently. Those with fixed incomes or limited assets may find it challenging to cope with rising prices, while borrowers may benefit from inflation by paying off their debts with devalued currency. Segment 4. Strategies to combat inflation. Now that we understand the impact of inflation, it's time to take action. Here are some strategies to combat inflation effectively. Diversify your investments. Invest in a mix of assets such as stocks, bonds, real estate, and commodities. Diversification helps protect your portfolio from the impact of inflation, as different assets may respond differently to inflationary pressures. Invest in inflation-protected securities. Treasury inflation-protected securities, TIPS, are bonds designed to protect against inflation. They provide investors with a fixed interest rate and adjust the principal value based on inflation. TIPS can be a valuable addition to your investment portfolio during inflationary periods. Maintain a budget. Creating and sticking to a budget helps you track your expenses, prioritize your spending, and ensure you're not overspending during inflationary periods. Make conscious choices about your expenditures and focus on essentials while cutting back on discretionary spending. Invest in tangible assets. Consider investing in tangible assets like gold, silver, or real estate. Historically, these assets have acted as hedges against inflation, as their value tends to increase alongside rising prices. Continuous learning and skill development. Inflation impacts various sectors differently. Continuously enhancing your skills and knowledge will make you more adaptable and better positioned for economic changes. Stay informed about industry trends, technological advancements, and new market opportunities to remain competitive. Explore investment in productive assets. Investing in productive assets such as starting a business or acquiring income-generating properties can help you stay ahead of inflation. These assets have the potential to increase in value or generate income that can keep up with or outpace inflation. Segment 5. Thriving amidst inflation. Inflation doesn't have to be just a challenge, it can also be an opportunity. Here are some additional tips to help you thrive amidst inflation. Entrepreneurship and innovation. During inflationary periods, new market needs and opportunities often arise. Embrace your entrepreneurial spirit and identify areas where you can provide value, innovate, and create businesses that cater to changing consumer demands. Strategic debt management. If you have debt, consider managing it strategically. Inflation erodes the real value of debt over time, making it relatively easier to repay. However, be cautious and ensure that the interest rates on your debts are not excessively high. Preserve and enhance your skills. Invest in your personal and professional development. Acquire new skills, stay updated with industry trends, and cultivate a growth mindset. This will enhance your employability and increase your chances of staying ahead in the job market during inflationary times. Social and community support. Inflation affects society as a whole. Engage with your local community, join support networks, and collaborate with like-minded individuals to share resources, ideas, and strategies for coping with and overcoming the challenges of inflation together. Congratulations! You've reached the end of our journey into the world of inflation. By now, you have a better understanding of what inflation is, how it impacts your finances, and strategies to mitigate its effects. Remember, staying informed and proactive is key to protecting your wealth in an inflationary environment. Conclusion. Thank you for joining us today as we explored the ins and outs of inflation. We hope you found this video informative and valuable. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and hit that notification bell to stay updated with our future uploads. As always, if you have any questions or want to share your thoughts, leave a comment below. Until next time, happy learning, and may your money stay ahead of inflation's sneaky grasp.